As you can tell, I've gotten away from making my bikinis, and that's because I feel like I'm sending the wrong message, but I'm going to do this because at my Gail Chord Schuler Jesuits doctrinal page, I have a post of me a video that I made of me right after Jesus gave me the Gail commandments. And at that time, I think I was weighing about 139. And what happened since I've been on the Gail commandments, I have lost about, I'd say about 5 to 6 pounds. I actually went from about 139 all the way down to 126, following the Gail commandments. Jesus has ordered me to use, he's ordained myfitnesspal.com. For me, it's a calories in, calories out weight management protocol. So if I try to lose weight any other way, I will be in disobedience to the Gail commandment. So I'm actually not worried about my weight anymore. I mean, ideally, I would like to get down to 126 pounds, but to do that, I pretty much have to starve myself, or I have to really increase my exercise. But this is what I look like at about 132, 133, and for being almost 60, I can't complain, and on Seroquel, which is known to be a weight gainer. So anyways, the reason I'm making this video is, first of all, I really just want to show you that, oh, by the way, Jesus Christ has six-pack abs. He said he likes to see a woman in a bikini. You know, that really shocked me. I said, really? He said, yes, honey. He said, I like to admire my creation. So anyways, this is basically, I'm showing you what you can look like at almost 60 if you're a woman, if you obey the Gail commandments. And I'm not perfect, man. You know, I'll tell you my weakness is, I do not avoid carbs. I love my carbs. I eat, let me go get it. This and peanuts. This is my snack. So you said, you eat that, you look like that, you look pretty good for eating like that. Yeah, you know what it is? It's calories in, calories out. Like when I go to the store, I will look to see how many calories are on the cereal. This is 100 calories per about a cup. And this is about maybe 120 calories. So since I have trouble with portion control, especially when it comes to carbs, when I go shopping, I buy low-calorie versions of the carbs, and that helps me. So, you know, I could get down to 126 using Jesus's method of calories in, calories out, but I'd have to eat more fresh fruits and vegetables, which tend to have less calories. The only problem is it would ruin my budget, and then I wouldn't be able to follow his command to save $100 a month. So, you know, it just, and like I love my peanuts, but I like to get this brand because it's 160 calories. You can't read it, but see, what I do is I follow Jesus's method for weight control. Since I like to eat, and can't you tell by looking at me that I like to eat? Since I like to eat, what I do is I buy foods that are lower in calories so that if I eat more of them, you still have to practice a little bit of portion control. But, you know, you may say, well, considering what you're eating, you look pretty good. Well, let me tell you something. I exercise a lot because that's part of the Gail commandments. So, but I don't do it perfectly, but I make sure to do my walk outside every day. So that helps me a little bit. And I've been doing some calisthenics. I've been doing some waist exercises. I do some facelift exercises. So it helps. They say if you build muscle, it also helps you to lose weight. So I've been doing some calisthenics, and I do work out on this when I get the chance. I wouldn't even try to compete with any of these Jesuit women, you know, who weigh like 120 or something. I mean, you know, it's stupid. When I'm almost 60, to try to compete with some 20-something, or I'm not even going to worry about it. I figure if my man expects me to look like a 25-year-old for the rest of my life, I don't want him. You know, I think my men think I look fine. So this is what I look like, and I don't agree with the thin privilege movement. They're wrong. They're the thin privilege movement. These are these obese women who are going around saying that people like Zach Knight. I was laughing at Zach Knight. Zach Knight told me, brain to brain. He said, Gail, Lori McBride is saying that I shouldn't be the Pope for the Roman Catholic Church because I'm prejudiced against fat people, and that anybody who's a Pope should not be like that. And I just laughed. I said, oh, I was laughing because when Zach was bad, he was exploding obese women because he thought it was funny. And Jesus said, oh, I'm so disappointed in Zach Knight. But he's not like that anymore. He's not going to be exploding any more fat women. He knows Jesus doesn't like that, so he's not going to do it. And I was saying, well, Zach, I think I'm kind of fat. He says, oh, Gail, you're fine. He says, and he said, even if you are a little chubby, you look fine. You're nothing like these thin privileged women who have no control over their appetite. You know, I'm going to tell you something, folks. I'm going to tell you something. Did you know that if you are obese or fat because you lack self-control with your mouth, you are sinning? That's a sin. Now, I'm not talking about minor problems. Like if you like to eat some cakes and cookies and stuff like that every now and then, that's fine. But if you eat fattening foods to the extent where you are not eating a balanced diet, you are not taking care of that bodily temple that God gave you. Did you know there's a command in the Bible to take care of your body? That's considered the temple of the Holy Ghost. So if you are a born-again Christian and you do not, let's just put it this way. Most of you from a conservative or evangelical Christian background know that a lot of especially the really strict Christian churches, say that it's a sin to smoke, to drink, and all that stuff. Actually, we allow smoking and drinking in our church as long as they don't smoke inside the church building. They can still be a church leader, and drinking has to be moderation, no drunkards. But let me just tell you this. My men, after they accepted Christ, they all quit smoking on their own. They used to smoke, they all quit. Apparently that was just a decision they made on their own. Part of being a Christian is taking care of your body. That means get enough sleep, get some exercise. Jesus, I'm going to post the Gail commandments underneath this video. I find that by just obeying the Gail commandments, that helps me to maintain a healthy weight. Okay, I may not have a Miss Universe or Miss America body right now, and I'm not worried about it. All I'm concerned about is that I'm healthy, okay? That's what Jesus cares about, okay? Now, Jesus does have six-pack abs, but he doesn't go around boasting about it or anything. It's probably because he's our supreme example, and he takes care. When he was on earth, he took care of his body. Look at the Gail commandments. Just by obeying the Gail commandments, this is what I look like. And I'm not really trying to lose weight, okay? But this is where I've leveled off to, okay? I started the Gail commandments in March 2016, and this is what I've leveled off to. And I'm not at my dream weight. My dream weight would be like 123, 124. I'm like 133, but I've got some muscles because I go out and walk every day, plus I do this. I do some calisthenics, so that's helping. And I don't have time to do the calories in, calories out from myfitnesspal.com, but I've done so much of it that I pretty much know what I can eat and how much I can eat to stay at the weight I want. I'm not perfect, but and like when I cook, I'll cut back on the oils and stuff, but basically I'm not even trying right now, okay? This is what I look like when I'm not really trying. I think this is pretty much where I'm going to settle out to. So about 120, 132, 133. I am doing some waist exercises. If you want to know which waist exercises I'm doing, go to my health page. I'll have a link to that underneath this video. And I do facelift exercises, so that helps with the helps a little bit. It does. It kind of lifts my face a little bit. So anyways, this is what I look like obeying the Gail commandments. Not really trying to look. I'm not trying to compete with the 20-somethings. That's a waste of time. And I don't even care if the Jesuit women look better than me. I don't care, though I don't think my men feel that they do. You know, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter how good you look. If you got scorpions in your heart, if you don't love your man, if you don't support him, then they don't care. Anyways, with Zach Knight, you know, I was laughing saying, oh, so Lori's going after you saying you're prejudiced against fat women. I said, well, I'm kind of fat, and you like me. He says, Gail, you're not really fat. He said, not compared to some of these obese women. I said, well, you know. I said, Zach, it's probably true that you are a little prejudiced against fat women, but then, you know, it's okay. At least you're not blowing them up now. So I'm just telling you, the thin privilege movement is wrong, okay? They're wrong. These women need to learn some self-control. They're sinning. It's a sin to eat, like, I eat lots of cereal. I'm not perfect, okay? But what these obese women are doing is they'll, like, make a meal out of cake. I mean, a whole dinner, maybe 10 dinners. It's a sin. I know this isn't a social justice, I'm not a social justice warrior, a socially acceptable thing to say, but it's a sin. You are hurting your body when you eat like that. You're killing yourself. Did you know your body's the temple of the Holy Ghost, and you have a responsibility before God to take care of your body, and that includes a little bit of weight management if you have a problem in that area. It's a sin. It's a sin to be too skinny, and it's a sin to be too fat if it's the result of lack of self-control or not eating a balanced diet or an unhealthy lifestyle. It's just, not to be totally fair, if you're anorexic, did you know that's a sin too? Because you're neglecting your body. You're not eating enough. You need to take care of your body. Don't eat too much. Don't eat too little. Eat a balanced diet. That's what Jesus says in the Gail commandments. If you're anorexic because you're not eating a balanced diet, you're sinning. If you're overweight because you're not eating a balanced diet, you're sinning. Don't make a meal out of eating cake and cookies or whatever you're doing. And don't gorge down greasy, fattening food when it's just a simple matter to cut back on some of the grease and some of the fat. I mean, I'm not perfect. I'll admit there are days when I will actually eat about 10 cups of cereal with maybe almost a cup of peanuts. You say, how can you do that and look like this? Probably exercise. I burn it off. That's what it is. And then the next day I make up for it. I don't do that every day. But I'm obeying the Gail commandments. My weak spot is sleep, and I'm going to try to go to bed earlier tonight. It's a sin. It's a sin to not take care of your body, okay? I'm not perfect, but I do obey the Gail commandments, so this is pretty much where I've leveled off to. I think I'm a little fat, but you know what? I don't care. But I'm not fat to the point where I'm sinning, though. Okay? Take care of your body, folks. Your body's the temple of the Holy Ghost. Now, I have an exciting Bible study. I believe Lori McBride is the false prophet in Revelation 13, and Angelina Ballerina is going to be the Antichrist. I think they're going to be resurrected by Satan as transgender men. Check out my Bible study, and then the stuff the Lord is showing me is wild.